A budget is the most essential element of any financial plan. It underpins everything that the financial plan is built on. In this Carl Richards sketch, you can see the importance that budgeting has on the financial plan. If, like most people, you haven't mastered the art of budgeting, and it is art rather than science, then implementing the 4 rules of budgeting can have a profound effect on your finances and your progress towards financial independence. So you only have a finite amount of money coming into your account during your lifetime, so making the most efficient use of it is the only way to fast forward progress and accelerate towards financial independence. Hey there, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Hugh and I'm a retirement specialist and money coach at Proposito Financial Planning based here in the heart of the Cotswolds. And on this channel, we look at the tools, strategies and money habits that can help you get the most of your life force, and that's your time, your energy and your ability, so you can live a life with more meaning and more happiness. Right, let's get into the 4 rules of budgeting. Before we look at budgets, let's look at what a budget isn't. A budget isn't a look back at how you've spent your money. That's an expenditure analysis, and it's like looking through the rear view mirror. It shows you what's already happened and it's in the past. Now, it can be useful to have a look at this expenditure analysis to acknowledge what got you to where you are today. And remember, when you do that, look at it through a no blame and no shame lens. It is what it is, accept it, but use it to inform your spending habits going forward. Now, monitoring your expenditure is really important to get started with budgeting. If you haven't got an idea how much you have spent in the past, then it's going to be very difficult to build a plan of how you are going to spend your money in the future. And that's exactly what a budget is. It's a plan of how you're going to spend your money in the future. So a budget is a plan for where you're going to spend your money. But as Mike Tyson said, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. What that means is all very well having a plan, but the reality is life gets in the way and your actions don't follow the plan. And so you have to have a way of amending the plan to react to the changes that come your way. And a budget is a dynamic thing. It must change because real life doesn't happen in a nice straight line. And where you plan to spend your money is not necessarily where you will spend your money in any given month. And you need to amend and react to that to keep updating your financial plan so that you remain on track to reach financial independence as quickly as possible. Very few people have a handle on their true expenditure. So how can you do your expenditure analysis? Well, you can build a spreadsheet. You can download some template spreadsheets from the internet. You can use some apps. There are a few apps around that you can use to track your expenditure. Most of the banks nowadays are able to categorize your spending and do it all for you. So if you have online banking and you've got a banking app, have a hunt around and see if it's got that expenditure analysis functionality. It can be really useful and save you a bit of time. And finally, you can have the trusty old paper and pen. It's a really good start on looking at what you spend. Now, when you're looking at your expenditure, make sure you consider all those one-off things that only happen once a year that you don't ever plan for. So I'm thinking of the MOT for the car insurance, pet insurance, house insurance, if you pay any of those annually, are classic examples of things that people forget about. And then when those payments come around, they haven't budgeted for them, and then that can get them in a bit of a pickle. So make sure you consider all the one-off, annual, or even less frequent expenditure items that you might need to consider. So what are the 4 rules for budgeting? Well, they are: give every pound a job, save for a rainy day, roll with the punches, and age your money. And I'll run through each of those in turn. Give every pound a job is a really important rule when you're setting your budget. You should know to the penny where you intend to spend each and every pound that is in any of your accounts that you currently have. Now that's really important, because a budget is a plan for where you're going to spend your money. It is essential that every pound in your bank has a job. The second rule for budgeting is save for a rainy day. Now that might seem obvious, but what it's getting at is start making budgeting choices for the one-off and annual expenses that you normally forget about. So for example, if your car insurance is £300 a year, well, that means you need to budget £25 a month in order that in 12 months' time you've got £300 ready to spend on your car insurance. Same for house insurance, car repairs, car servicing, replacement of stuff that breaks in the house. All of these things need to have a budget so that when those big expenses come along, you're not reaching out for your credit card and spending money you haven't earned yet. You're spending the money you've budgeted for these eventualities. That's rule number 2, save for a rainy day. Rule number 3 is roll with the punches. What does that mean? Well, it means things are going to change and you're going to have to adapt, and your budget is going to have to adapt, and you're going to have to get on with it. So a sudden bill comes in for £500, you have to find the money from somewhere. That means you have to take, in your budget, you have to take £500 from somewhere else. And that might be the big holiday that you are planning. It might be you cut down on your spending on takeaway food. Doesn't matter where it comes from, but it has to come from somewhere, because you only have a finite amount of money coming in. And so if something big comes in, you have to take the money in your budget from some other categories. And that's what roll with the punches means. Life happens, unexpected expenditure happens. We need to amend our budget to react to those things and keep rolling with the punches. The final rule of budgeting is age your money. Now what does that mean? It means make your money stay in your account for as long as possible. The aim is to have a budget where you are spending last month's money this month, and next month you're spending this month's money. So you're not spending the money that comes in this month. You've already got this month's expenditure sorted at the start of the month. The money you earn this month then can be rolled over to next month. And so in that way, you can build up 1 month's worth of expenditure. And once you've done that, you are on your way to financial independence. Because if you can build up 1 month's expenditure, so all your expenditure is covered this month before you even get paid, you can start building up 2 months expenditure. And when you get to 2 months expenditure, you can build up 3 months, and 4 months, and 5 months. So that you've always got money to pay the expenses this month. You're not reliant on the money you make this month to pay your expenses this month. You've broken the paycheck to paycheck cycle of using this month's money to pay for this month's expenditure. And the key to that is using last month's money to pay for this month's expenditure and breaking that paycheck to paycheck cycle. So that's it, the 4 rules of budgeting. Give every pound a job, save for a rainy day, roll with the punches, and age your money. Now, there are some apps available that you can use to manage your budget, and I use one called You Need a Budget, Why Now? And it's really, really good. The guy who set it up, Jesse Meekham, written a book, You Need a Budget, Yes You Do. And they offer a free 34-day trial to trial their software. Now it's desktop and smartphone based, and they sync up seamlessly. It's an excellent bit of kit. I've been using it for 5 or 6 years and update it regularly and absolutely love it. I use it to run my finances at home, and I think it's really, really good. On top of that, they have a huge amount of great resources. Their YouTube channel is really, really good as well. So I'll include a link to that in the description, and a link to the website and the download. If you do want to sign up after your 34-day free trial, $11.99 a month or an annual $84 annual fee. It's well worth the payment in terms of just being able to set up your budget how you want to really maximize your efficiency with the money coming into your account. Now, if you've liked this video, I've included a link to another video that I think you're going to love. Until next time, take care.